I am so happy that you're able to join us for this extended interview. Make sure to visit theoffbeatlife.com. Again, that's theoffbeatlife.com to get more killer resources. Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining us for this extended interview with Danny, where he's going to share how to set up an Amazon FBA business. Hey Danny.
Hey Debbie.
Thank you so much for joining us. Before we get to all of the incredible tips and tricks that you're going to share with us, can you tell us a little bit more about you and why you lead an offbeat life?
Of course, yeah. So my name's Danny. I'm 25, just about to turn 26, and I am soon to embark on my first real digital nomad experience. I'm heading off to Colombia to move on with my freelance writing and growing out my travel blog and doing whatever I can to prolong my travels and live an interesting life.
Yeah, and you were able to start this freelance and to also start an entrepreneurial lifestyle from Amazon FBA. So first of all, for people who don't know what it is, can you tell us what Amazon FBA is?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's Amazon. It's fulfilled by Amazon. I don't have a clue how long it's been going for now, but essentially it's a way for people who want to start their business, like a retail type business, to do it online through Amazon. And they've set up an amazing system where for a price, so they charge you for it, as you'd expect, but you get to find products one way or another, whether or not you go into retail shops or buy stuff online or have products made up yourself. You can send them into Amazon. They store them in their warehouses, store these products in their warehouses for customers to click online, find your products, purchase them, and obviously you get the brunt of the profit, but you don't have to deal with customer service. You don't have to deal with prepping, packing, and shipping. So it's a way of running what's essentially a retail business in a very hands-off way. So if you want to be traveling, if you want to be moving around, if you don't want the same input you'd have with your product as you might otherwise do, it's a great way of doing that. Yeah, and earning some level of passive income after you've got yourself set up.
Yeah, and for somebody who wants to do this and they want to start it and they're just in the beginning stage, what would be the first thing that you would recommend for them to do?
Invest heavily in learning how to do it. There's lots of free stuff out there, lots of really great free articles and blog posts and videos online where you can really understand pretty much almost everything. But I highly recommend doing a well put together professional course that's going to have everything there and help you along the way, because there's lots of different places you can slip up, whether that's in the very initial setup stages, if you're trying to get your head around the tax implications and whatnot, what that means, what your responsibilities are there, to the actual sourcing of the product, to getting yourself working on your sales page on Amazon or whatnot, and figuring out exactly the different ins and outs of it. So, I mean, I can recommend the course that I did. It's the Proven Amazon course. I'm not involved with them at all, other than being a customer of theirs, but I highly recommend it. It's run by someone called Jim Cockrum in America, and it's got everything there, one-time payment, and it's everything you could possibly need to know about Amazon is up there, and it's walking you through step by step. New stuff's added on there. And that was really helpful for me. Doing it by myself, having never looked into it before, really got me from A to B and told me what I needed to know.
What is the name of the course, the course that you're talking about?
The acronym is PAC, but it stands for Proven Amazon Course. If you type that into Google, it's bound to come up. And there's a Facebook group as well, probably of the same name. It might be Silent Sales Team. That's the Facebook page, I think. And there's like 50,000 people on there, all really helpful. They're really proud of the community they've built with the course. And yeah, highly recommended.
Once you take the course and do all of these things, how do you actually find the right products that will sell?
Yeah, I mean, this is really the main thing, and it depends a little bit on how you want to go about it. So there's different ways for selling on Amazon. So you can do something called retail arbitrage, which is where maybe you go into Walmart in the US and you see a massively discounted price. When you happen to search it on Amazon, you see that it's selling for 10 times that. You might buy a couple, ship it into Amazon, see if that sells as well as you'd expected it to, and then hopefully there's stock left. You come back and you buy the rest of that, ship it back into Amazon. You can do the same thing online, where you're looking for a gap and a product that you can buy cheaply that's going to sell for a profit on Amazon. There's something called sales rank on Amazon. And that's for sellers to see how popular an item is really. So you look down, and the lower the number of that sales rank, you'll see it on every Amazon page on a computer. The lower that number, the better the indicator that that's a well-selling product, a product that sells well. So you can pretty much guarantee that if you can get that product into Amazon and it's got a really good sales rank up there, it's going to sell sooner or later. But there's different things. You've got to look at the competition. You've got to see how many other people are selling that product. But sooner or later, it will sell. If it's got a good sales rank, a popular item, a well-made page on Amazon, you've got a pretty good shot of doing that. Then you can do what I did, which was private labeling products. This is where you get a product made up in another country, usually somewhere like China, where you can get it made up far cheaper, and you ship it over to your country, and then from there you send it into Amazon. And that can be anything. That's a little bit more involved, as you'd expect. So you want to really make sure that the product that you've made up is going to sell. Again, it comes down, you want to test as much as you can. So before you go the whole hog and invest in 500 items from a factory in China, you want to get a couple of similar items in the US or the UK, wherever you are, pack them up, ship them into Amazon, see if they sell. If they sell quickly, if they surprise you in that way, then it's an indicator that you might be able to invest a little bit more. But again, test, see how it goes, and eventually, if you're confident enough to invest a bigger sum of money in getting these items shipped over.
Now, can you tell us what the pros and cons of actually starting an Amazon FBA business?
For me, the massive pro was that I could earn money while being away from the business itself. By that, I mean I didn't have to be in a shop. I didn't have to be in any set location in order to sell these products. And obviously the marketplace is already there. So you've got however many hundreds of millions of people using Amazon around Europe or the US or wherever else. They're all going to Amazon. Amazon's amazing at getting people to buy, essentially. So if you're on there and you've got your products up on Amazon, there's a good chance that they're gonna sell, and you're able to make some money. All while you can be on the other side of the world with your product already in the warehouses, ready for sale. And you can just be checking every now and again, see if you've got to respond to messages or whatnot, or any issues. Otherwise, just watching the sales go by. Usually, it depends how you do it. You'll buy some product that will come to you, that you'll prep it in a particular way, and then ship that into the Amazon warehouses. You can even skip that phase out as well. If you really don't want to touch the product, you can have it shipped to a prep and ship company, and they will do all the preparations that you would have otherwise had to do yourself, and then ship that into Amazon for you. So you can really just go about managing your stock levels, and then outsource all the other work really, and sit back and let the customer service team at Amazon do everything else. And so it is once you're set up and established and you have your systems in place, you can earn a good passive income from that. And people run their entire businesses from these. They have a few private label products, and that's their source of income. And then it's up to you to spend your time and money as you will. In terms of the cons, there's always risk involved, I think. That's why it's important to test. You want to make sure that your products are going to sell. It can, I suppose that one of the major cons are they do charge you for using their service. So you've got to really make sure you've got enough margin in your products. The rough rule of thumb is that you can expect to lose 30% of your sale to Amazon in total. So you've got to There's a rule of three. So you want to buy a product where you're happy taking a third of the price, essentially. A third goes to Amazon, a third is made up for actually purchasing the product in the first place, and then the final third is what you claim at the end of it all. So yeah, I mean, if you want to go about setting up your own warehouse and you don't mind setting up all of the shipping and the customer service side of things as well, it's definitely a way of preventing the loss of that 30% to Amazon. But for me, that was a sacrifice worth making.
Yeah, especially if it's just passive for you. So that's a really great way to do that. Thank you so much, Danny, for all of these incredible tips that you gave us. I really appreciate it. If our listeners want to know more about you, where can they find you?
You can head over to my blog, it's coddywomp.co.uk, or my Facebook page, it's coddywomp as well, and Instagram as well.
Thank you, Danny. I'm so excited to share all of these incredible information to all of our listeners. I really appreciate it.
No problem. Thanks so much, David. It's been awesome talking to you.
I hope you enjoyed this extended interview with Danny. Make sure to visit theoffbeatlife.com. Again, that's theoffbeatlife.com to get the full interview with Danny, where he shares how to start freelance writing. Thanks for joining me on this extended interview. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a review on iTunes. We can also chat some more on Facebook at The OB Life. I'll talk to you soon.